Today is a very simple video. We're gonna be doing a full cost breakdown on every single mod I have on this car, to engine mods, to exterior mods, to interior mods, to suspension mods, and how much I paid for them. If you like how my car looks or how my car sounds, then this is the right video for you. So let's get into it. All right, I have the numbers listed out. We're gonna be going over exterior mods first, and I don't have a lot. Really just a full Carbon Imports body kit. I will put links down to everything that I have in the description. So if you want something that I have, just go to the description and it'll send you right to what I have. So starting off with the front lip, very expensive. Let me just start out by saying, if you want an RS 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you're gonna pay RS tax, all right, which is very expensive, all right? My front lip, I paid $1,300 for my front lip. Now, if I had a BMW, you can probably get a carbon fiber front lip for about like $400. So $1,300. I think this is the best looking front lip. This is why I got it. It is from Carbon Imports, which all of my carbon is from Carbon Imports. So let me just start out by saying that. But $1,300 for my front lip, which is very expensive. All right, starting off with the second thing that I have on this car, which is the carbon fiber, forgot the name, canards. A lot of people didn't like them at first. I can understand where they're coming from because it's very like, it can look kind of tacky in a way, but I like them. Now, I got these front canards for $390, all right? The next thing I have done to my car, which is the Audi rings. Now, I was originally going to change the RS5, but the one I got was like 3M taped and it wasn't gonna stay on. So I decided not to put it on, but I actually like the chrome RS5 badge and the black Audi rings a lot. From the front, it's very easy to tell this is the RS5. Now, if it was black, you'd only see, like from a distance, you'd only see the red, but from a distance, you can actually see that there's RS and a 5, so that's why I got it. Now, for these front rings, I got them from eBay, I think for like $20 or $30. It wasn't that expensive. They're pretty cheap. The black doesn't match the actual grille, but you can't tell unless you actually come up close, but that's how much I paid for that. All right, moving to the side of the car, we have carbon fiber mirror caps. These came with the car, so $0. I didn't pay anything for those. These carbon fiber side skirts, which are also $0. I did not pay for these. These were sponsored. Shout out to Carbon Imports for sponsoring these. They also sponsored my rear canards, which I'll show you in a second. These are very nice. They don't look like normal side skirts. Like, they're not just straight down the side. They have, I'll show you right now. As you can see, they're not fully straight, all right? They come out on the ends, which makes it very aggressive. So definitely a nice pickup. All right, moving on to the rear, which is one of my favorite parts of this car. We have a lot of things that make this rear end look very aggressive. First thing, we have a spoiler. The spoiler, $400 in carbon. The diffuser was $850. Now, I actually just looked this up before the video, and I thought the rear diffuser was more expensive than the front lip, but it's not. And like I said, these rear canards that come up on the sides here, now I low-key wish they went underneath the diffuser. It's just not enough for me. Like, they do make a big difference compared to when they're not there, but I low-key wish they went underneath the diffuser. It would make it a lot more aggressive. But I talked to Carbon Imports and they said they're making a V2 style, which is, I'll put up a picture on the screen right now. They have it for the B9.5, which it's very aggressive, probably the best diffuser you can get for a B9 or a B9.5. It comes all the way under the diffuser and it doesn't come up on the sides right here, which I actually don't like, but they're coming out with the V2 for the B9, so hopefully I can get that. All right, next thing that I have that makes this B9 rear end look a lot more aggressive and looks a lot more like a B9.5, which was these rear taillights. I got these from Carbon District. I got them for $370. They were partly sponsored, so shout out to Carbon District for sending these out. Let me turn them on and show you the animation. I really hope you can see the animation from there, but they look very good. I'm actually very happy with these. The only downside is I have a code on the dash. Don't mind that. They work perfectly fine. Let's get into more things that I have on this rear end that I like. All right, one thing, especially if you do content, I think is very needed is these frameless mounts. All right, these are magnetic. They're actually, I think, 3D printed. They kind of look like carbon fiber, but they are 3D printed. They just screw right into your OEM, I guess, license plate mount bracket, whatever it's called. And it makes it super easy to put on and off your plate. Shout out to Frameless Mounts for sending these out. I paid $0 for this. So one of the last things I have on the exterior, which is also technically the interior too, was this front tint. I think I paid $150 for the front tint. I bought the car with side tints already on it, so I don't know what percent is on there, but I got 35% on the front. I think everyone needs front tint. Front tint just looks so good on it just makes any car look more aggressive. Without tint, with tint. So front tint definitely needed, $150, not that bad. For the interior, I only have really 2 things done to this interior, and one thing is this carbon fiber steering wheel from Miamicarbondesigns. I got this partly sponsored, which is $800, which is not bad compared to what they're going for normally, which is over $1,000. So I don't think $800 is bad. I will be replacing this soon. I'm not a huge fan of the Alcantara anymore. It's hard to keep clean. It grays out. I will be switching this over to perforated leather, which I think looks a lot better for content. The next thing I have is a dash cam. Everyone needs a dash cam, especially if you make content that is free money. And other than the fact that it's free money, free content, it will save your life if someone hits you. You have a way to prove it. I paid $250 for this dash cam. All right, so we talked about all the aesthetics, the interior mods, carbon fiber. So let's talk about the engine mods that I have. All right, so for the visual things, gas titanium intake, I got for free. Sponsor, shout out to Gas for sending this out to me. It is gold titanium, so I think this sounds and looks the best for the B9 RS5 platform. Also, it can only be paired with this IE inlet pipe, which I got for $330. Now, it's kind of hard to keep moving the camera, so I'm just gonna hold it, but I did get an upgraded 034 breather hose. I think I got that for $100 from my boy who actually crashed his RS5, but I think they go for like $200, something like that. It's not too terribly bad. Next, I did replace my turbos. I put OEM turbos back in, not Stage 3 turbos, so I got the turbos for $1,000, which are not bad at all. They had 20,000 miles on them, so I think that's a steal in my opinion. Paired with these OEM turbos that I just put back in, I have CTS turbo catless downpipes, or technically they're called test pipes. I got those for $760, and these downpipes are catless, which is the way to go with an RS5. Definitely unlocks a lot of the sound. These cars come so muffled from factory, and catless downpipes, and which I'm about to talk about right now, a resonator delete is all you need for an RS5. All the way down there, I got CTS turbo resonator delete kit for about $280. Now you can't see it from right here, but hiding behind that grill is a $2,600 intercooler. Now, yes, you did hear me right, $2,600 for an intercooler. This is the IE air-to-air intercooler kit. Very much needed for this platform because it keeps the temps very cool. A pull without this, the oil temps can probably get up to like 250. Someone sent me a picture that they hit like 260, 280 on their oil temps. And if I do a pull and I let off, it automatically goes down to 205, 210. So if you're watching this video because you're curious on how much it's gonna cost, definitely keep this in mind. It's very worth it in my opinion, but it is pretty expensive. All right, if you're curious on what tune I am running an off-the-shelf 034 tune. I am stage 2 plus on E85. Now, I didn't look this part up, and I'm not sure exactly how much I paid for stage 2 plus. It is definitely over $1,500. It is a very expensive tune. I also am stage 2 transmission tune too, so they shift a lot. I think it's a lot quicker and a lot more aggressive. So to me, it's all I need. I probably will go Jackal custom tuned in the future, but for now, I'm just gonna run off the shelf 034, so that's what I run. Okay, now moving on to suspension, I have 034 springs. Now I will be upgrading because springs did not go as low as I wanted it to. It barely dropped it in my opinion, which I was kind of bummed out because I was very excited to lower my car. Spent a lot of money to have the labor to put the springs in and didn't really drop it much. So from factory, these cars sit pretty nice, but I was expecting a lot lower. I will be upgrading to coilovers in the future because this gap is not for me. Let me show you. Way too big a gap. I should not be putting one finger in here. Fender should sit probably right here. Now, if you asked me like a year ago, this would probably be perfect fitment, but ever since I got in the cars, it's just not low. It's just not low enough for me. I need it to be slammed. I barely rub as is, and I'm pretty low now, but I don't mind scraping the front lip if that means that my car can be slammed. So definitely will be upgrading in the future. I paid about $300 for these 034 springs. Now you also can't see this, but I also have upper control arms that I replaced from 034, $300, and I have a transmission insert from 034. Got that for free from my mechanic, so shout out to David. But that's really it. It's a lot, but it's not a lot. Let's go over some things that I wish were done or I will be doing soon to my car to make it look a lot better. All right, starting off at number 1, I will be wrapping my car. I'm not 100% sure on what color yet, but something that will change the car completely is a wrap, so hopefully I'll do that soon. But the next thing that I really want to do is add some wheels on this car. I really want to rock silver and the white. I think that's going to be very good for content. I guess once I rock the silver and white for a while, get all the content I can, then I'll wrap the car. Another thing, which is not very important important right now, but I will be adding Carbon Imports carbon fenders. Those look really well. I'll put a picture on the screen now what they look like. And also I will be going a carbon hood. There's really just two options for RS5s on this carbon hood. You can either go a very aggressive, well, they're both very aggressive, but there's one style where you can see the turbos, and there's another style where it's just an aggressive, maybe a couple vents. Will look good either way, but still 50-50 on which one I want. Another thing is I want to add a roof spoiler. Gonna tie in the rear completely, as well as a new diffuser. Hopefully Carbon Imports makes one soon enough so I can add that. All right guys, that is it for this video. I have spent over $9,250, and that's not including labor, and I rounded down a little bit. So if you want everything that I have, be willing to spend over $9,500 just on what I have right now. That's not including wrap, wheels, labor, anything. So, but this is just to show my build. This is my first build and I'm very happy with it. You know, sometimes I get caught up in like trying to modify it too fast. Like every single dollar I get, I'm gonna throw into this car, which is sort of what I'm doing now, just because so I can make content for you guys. But also I get caught up in like trying to just do everything now instead of enjoying the process, enjoying the journey of everything. Like I said, this is my first car and this is something that I'm trying to do for a living. Down the road, I do want to have multiple cars. I do want to have a warehouse. I do want to make consistent YouTube videos, and this is kind of just like the start of everything. So I'm very grateful for what I do have. I love this car. I don't know what I'm gonna do next after I modify this car. I might go a totally different route and get a Corvette. I might get another Audi. This is just to show you guys how much I've spent, how much I've paid for everything. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time.